Hi, everyone. This is Jeffrey. This is Ripecolor. Good morning. So, my little message of the day. Hello. Hello. Yeah, it's on. Good. The initial message was expect good news. That's what I got. Okay. So I figured I'd share it. But as I'm doing the thumbnail, I'm like, just expect good. Just expect good. So, and it's not even, this is the energy. The energy is like almost out of nowhere. Oh, well, I expected to hear from this and this person or this and this situation, and I want it to work out the way I want it to work out, kind of thing, right? Okay. Yeah, I understand that. Or I think not or, it feels like out of the blue. That's what it feels like. It's like a surprise. So, and I think also when I have an expectation, when I walk around with an expectation of things aren't going to work out, or, the world is shit, or why does this always happen to me? Right? Oh, I knew it, right? Then that's what I get. But if I walk around sort of like a little bit like the fool, right? A little bit like the fool card, who is, completely open, then good things sort of happen, right? So that's the energy. Okay. So, my job is to deliver the message. My job is to deliver the message. So expect good news, expect good tidings, expect good feelings, expect good food, expect good, and even sometimes, like, let's say, you put some effort towards something and it doesn't work out. It's like, it's good. It's good. There's room for other things. So interestingly, I use that word a lot. I find these boxes. You can't find anything on the street here because people are so poor. So people don't leave stuff on the street, and if they do, it's gone in 2 seconds. Hi, Dina. So they have these crates like for fruit, and they're wooden, and they're not put together all that well. But they're crates, and they're about they come in different sizes, but they're a good size. So I found two a couple of weeks ago, and I painted them, and I put some plants on there because I don't want the plants right on the ground. And I've been finding some, and so I painted some, and I put some plants. So now I have room. It's like I've made room for more plants. Now, I'm on a budget, so I'm not going to go plant shopping. But most of the plants that I have are gifts. So it's like I have room. It's like I've made room inside myself, physically, emotionally, mentally, spiritually, for new stuff to come, right? So, for instance, I haven't heard a thing from that teaching English, and I keep on going to the Akasha. I'm like, what should I do? They're like, nothing, nothing. Okay, and that whole situation with that other place, I feel like I was protected. I don't feel like it was a good place or something, And I'm trying for other things, so we'll see. Yes, yeah, gifts and good news, and happy tidings. I can't believe, I, I don't know if I am walking around in a fantasy, but you know what? I think we all walk around in a fantasy, one way or another, right? So you might as well make the fantasy something pleasant. Choose your holodeck. Maybe that should have been the name. Choose your holodeck, and I would have had a picture of like Spock or something. All right, let's see what the card of the day is. I almost was going to do the full moon today, but I think I'm going to do it tomorrow. Oh, and the classes have begun, and we have a good groups, and it's still not too late. Now, I know Dina's already taken. I know. Hi, Nancy. Oh, okay, Nancy. I'll do a little. I'll do a little quickie for you. But let me do the card of the day first. Look, look, the page, and look, first of all, when a card is yellow in the background, this is the way I interpret it. Yellow is all about optimism and enthusiasm and expansion and opportunity and clarity and spirit and joy. Yellow. What's happier than like a freaking daffodil, right? Oh, I'm a daffodil. And it's in the physical world. So like this is like this opportunity that he's also a student, this one. He's a student. But it's like he's walking down the street and someone says, "Hey, you want a job?" A little bit like that. "Oh, can you help me with that? I'll give you a couple of bucks." Yeah, that's what the page of Pentacles is about. And Pentacles, it's a winter thing, because every thing goes into every element symbolizes a season. But Pentacles, most especially, out of all the suits, it's something physical. So it's like I receive the good news. I receive an opportunity. I receive something in the physical world, right? And it's new because pages have this energy of youth, and this energy, it's not fully established. It's like something, it's like an inkling, like oh, what if I did that? A little bit like that. So that's the energy. That's the energy. Okay. Now, all right. So there are a few of us here. So let's, put out an intent and an expectation of good news for Nancy. Okay. And now, Nancy, I'm going to give you a little mini. I'm going to give you a little mini. I don't know the specifics, but let me give you a little mini. Let's see what the cards say. Okay. I start with the devil. Okay. So the devil is a false path. I'm just reading cards, Nancy. It's a false path, but it's the falseness is the illusion of what you're tied to. It's so hard to do this. The falseness is the illusion of what you're tied to, because if you look really close, they're tied to something that they chose to be tied to, right? On some level, but it's like they can free themselves. So it's like I choose to free myself from a false path. Okay, this is numero uno. And then we go into the King of Wands, and the King of Wands, it's like I'm going to take I take full responsibility. I take full responsibility for like the darkness that I have, the illusion of darkness that I have committed to, and I free myself from it. I take responsibility for, say, the mistakes I made in the past or the things that I didn't do right. And I take full responsibility, and I'm moving forward with my passion and my creativity towards something new. Okay. And then I have the Seven of Swords. So the Seven of Swords would be, I take the information I need that makes sense to me and I run with it. And the stuff that doesn't make sense and doesn't jive with me, or maybe it's somebody else's idea that like I don't really relate to or need, I'm leaving behind. So maybe this is an opinion that you got, right? And like maybe you got a couple of opinions and it's like, okay, well, this part makes sense, but this part doesn't. And that's what the responsibility is, right? And sometimes it's like, well, I'm doing this, I'm going to do this action, even though it doesn't jive with me because it makes sense to other people. Like that's a false path. The real path is on the inside. If it says, okay, I should eat more apples, then I'm going to eat more apples. If that makes sense to me. But they say, oh, well, you have to stand upside down and that'll make you feel better. I'm giving weird examples. And it's like, that doesn't make any sense to me, and I'm following someone else's lead. I need to follow my own lead. That's what I get. That's what I get. So it's really about going on the inside. And it's like, okay, what's the best thing for me to do? Like that I know that I could utilize. I don't have to take everyone else's opinion, right? Like the opinion that makes sense to me, that I feel is the right thing, is the right thing. See what I'm saying? Yeah. Look, I got the Hermit. The Hermit is really being the Hermit. Hermit's really, it's an interesting card. I say that for every freaking card. The Hermit goes inside. The Hermit gains inner knowledge. The Hermit is the scholar. So the Hermit relies on himself and his own light. He doesn't rely on outside opinions. He really relies more. I mean, an outside opinion or an idea can come in, and it's like, okay, well, how do I utilize this? Let me look at this really carefully. And it's like, if this is aligned with me, then it's the right thing. But if it's like it comes out of nowhere and it doesn't make any sense, then there's no point, right? Like someone can come to me, let's say today, and they say, "Hey, how would you like to be a tour guide, Jeffrey?" It's like, yeah, well, like I'd be a natural for that, right? But if somebody comes to me and says, um, "We want that," something completely out of the blue that makes no sense to me, that I don't jive with at all, that it almost doesn't feel good or right, or it feels sticky, then no, then no. So that's what I'm getting. It's really about this inner light and trusting one's own inner light, because the Hermit is solo. The Hermit is solo. It's very much a solo energy. It's not, what do you think? What do you think? What do you think? It's like, it doesn't really matter. Like, what do I think? See? And the Hermit is the card of Virgo, and he moves slowly and carefully. He doesn't rush, and he's very meticulous. It's Virgo. So it has this energy of being very exact. This is exactly the way I see it. This is exactly where I want to go. Exactly. Not, we'll see what happens. It's not like that, because the Hermit has spent a long time kind of in the library or on the in the inner world to discover the light that leads. Okay. I hope that helps.